who was not happy with the way the contract was negotiated in the first place. Dan Defedericis is trying to create a new union. He's part of this movement to represent the rank-and-file members of Council 82 more appropriately, he says. Dan, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you for having me here.
So what happened today, the significance of what happened today is what, in your opinion?
Well, as I stated earlier, this vote had no legal significance today because of the initiation of a decertification by members of the agency law enforcement unit that I wish to point out are members of the State University Police, the State Parks Police, the Environmental Conservation Police, and the State Forest Rangers, all police officers that put on a gun and a bulletproof vest every day and go out there and serve the public.
Got it. So basically what happened here is, the problem is that the Cuomo administration, this is the first contract that the Cuomo administration has actually negotiated, and the governor said quite clearly that he wanted it to be a model for other negotiations that he is also involved in. It had some pretty significant concessions in it, and do you see this as a loss for the administration or just a repudiation of the contract?
Our focus right now is how poorly Council 82 handled this on behalf of their members that they should be fighting for. It was handled so poorly in so many different ways. It was equally about what was in or not in this contract, as well as how Council 82 negotiated it behind their own members' backs, how it was so vague and ambiguously worded, and that Council 82 members couldn't even get answers as to what they were just voting on. If you look at a simple JCPenney credit card offer, there's 5 pages of fine print, yet this contract covering 9 years of these members' lives had just 9 short sentences. It was too vague, it was too ambiguous.
Okay, but Dan, would you say that it was appropriate for the leadership of Council 82 to negotiate concessions at all?
Oh, let me point out, the Agency Law Enforcement Services Group, the unit, this is a very reasonable group. They understand that what Governor Cuomo is trying to do and that he has to right the ship of New York State. And they will engage in compromise and understand what the governor is trying to do. And they are a very, very reasonable group. This is not a group that is going to say, no, no, no. This is a group that's going to say, be fair to us and we can compromise and we can work with you.
So what is your next move in terms of trying to create this new entity? I mean, as of right now, I mean, we have a statement here from Council 82, and I quote, Council 82 will continue to give members the excellent representation that they've received in the past. I mean, as far as the leadership of the union is concerned, they are still in charge.
I would say to that, first of all, why isn't Council 82 willing to come on camera? Their office is less than a half a mile from this office.
Well, we actually didn't issue them a formal invitation, so I don't want to actually make them. I don't want to cast aspersions on them when we're not sure that they would or would not.
Okay.
But they are still in charge, aren't they?
They are still representing the members on things like grievances and things like that. They are still the union. But because we initiated a decertification effort, they cannot negotiate a collective bargaining agreement any further on behalf of the members. That's why we view this vote today as purely informational. It had no legal bearing.
So then what happens going forward? I mean, you're talking about an entity that didn't have a contract for 6 years, and that's part of the reason why they actually were motivated to accept the concessions that they did, because I think people just wanted to no longer get paid at the level that they were getting paid at, which was 2004. So how does the governor negotiate a contract with an entity that's in flux in terms of leadership?
There has to be a waiting period here. PERB, the Public Employment Relations Board, has to set up an election so the AL's unit members, these police officers, can choose between Council 82 or the PBA of New York State, which is the new group that I represent, and would be an independent union comprised completely of AL's unit members. It will be their own members controlling their own destiny.
And what's the timeline on that?
Usually 3 to 6 months. We hope it's at the quicker end of things, closer to 3 months, but that is to be determined.
Okay, and just to reiterate here, we've got other larger unions already in the pipeline in terms of contracts. We have CSEA, we've got PEF, and this was supposed to be, as I said, a model. So again, this model has been broken at this point. And I mean, do you feel any? I don't know if this is correct wording, but do you feel any remorse in that area?
Speaking on behalf of the AL's unit members, they're very frustrated. Again, as you pointed out, they've been 6 years without any sort of contract, 6 years without any sort of raise. And this is a very reasonable group that wants to work with the governor's office, that knows the art of compromise, and they just want a fair deal. This current deal that Council 82 negotiated was anything but fair, and the AL's unit members are laying the blame squarely on Council 82.
Okay, Dan, well, unfortunately we're out of time, but we will be following this story. I want to thank you for coming in to talk to us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Liz.